Our guest today is Greg Hetrick. Greg and his wife Nicole have Brown & Company Beverages in Cullman, one of my favorite new businesses in Cullman. Now, you've been open for what, a couple years now?
No, it's going to be a year at the end of this month.
Just a year?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Greg, I've got to tell you this. I have led such a sheltered life. Before Cullman voted to have legal alcohol sales, I had no idea what is available in beer. That whenever my wife and I would go out to eat, we thought you just had the major beers by Budweiser or Miller or something like that, right? We thought all beer was sold in grocery stores. And now we find there's a whole new world out there. The first time that I came in your store, I think you waited on me, and I made the remark about I had no idea how many beers there were, and you said, Dennis, there's thousands.
Yes, as a matter of fact, there's probably 250,000 different beers out there.
Wow. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Why did you guys decide to open Brown & Company Beverages?
Well, basically it was time for Nicole and her family to have a transition, if you will.
Yeah.
So the idea was made to open up a specialty wine and beer store.
Uh-huh.
And Nicole had the idea for it, and they were able to get it remodeled, and of course getting the license and just the natural process,
right,
and getting everything brought in and set up, and here we are.
When you got started, now I knew that there were all kinds of wines available, but the beer is the thing that surprised me. Do you deal with like a lot of different vendors, or is there like major companies that handle a lot of the different brands?
Well, there's probably 12 vendors that we deal with.
Okay.
And of course you've got the major folks that deal with Budweiser.
Right, yeah.
And Coors, you know, I mean, those people are there. A lot of wines have different reps.
Okay.
So depending upon what we're wanting, you know, that leads us to which vendor we'll use. So.
I had noticed that Sam Adams in particular has seasonal beers that are available. That was new to me.
Yes, they do. Sam Adams, you know, they're a big brewery, and they get an early jump on everything. So we'll probably be expecting the summer beers here in April.
Wow.
We've already got spring beer in back in January, so they're kind of get ahead of it.
Now, another thing that surprised me was flavored beer. I had never heard of that before. And this is becoming very popular, I understand.
Well, not only is there a wide variety of styles, but there is flavors. We've got all kinds of fruit beers, you know, strawberry, blueberry. We've also have all kinds of stouts where you'll get chocolates and coffee and caramel and malt in them. And of course Belgians have a flavor all their own too. They're mostly fruity, real creamy. Just pretty much, we have rye beers, you know. We sell a lot of organic chocolate stout beer, which is neat. So yeah, we have it covered pretty good.
What are the best sellers in a store like yours? What types of beers are the best sellers? The traditional brands?
Well, we sell a lot of traditional beers, you know, a lot of domestic beers, I guess you'd say, you know, the Budweisers and Coors, Millers, those sort of things. Craft beer's taken off pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. And one of the things that we've done was we like to give people the opportunity to try different things because there is so much.
Right.
So people can come in and make a 4-pack or a 6-pack of all different beers.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So we kind of like to steer people that way that
So
don't
you
have
can
a
kind of
definite calling.
customize a 4-pack or a 6-pack,
Yes,
something
sir.
like that.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
IPAs, that was something new to me.
Well, India Pale Ales, I love them. I've never met one that I don't like.
Okay.
They're not for everybody, though. That's like on the large scheme, you either definitely like them or you don't. There's no middle ground. It's the same thing with other beer styles like stouts, real
Yeah.
dark, full beers. You either like them or you don't. And what's funny is that most people that'll drink IPAs, they also love stouts.
Okay.
Okay, so
Now,
that's
are they what I would say a real strong flavor?
IPAs.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
they're. Nicole will say that it's sort of like a mouthful of razor blades.
I don't know if that's good.
Well, no, for me, it's just a really intensely bitter, citrusy kind of flavor,
Uh-huh.
and it to me it's
Is
fantastic.
it an
but
acquired taste to drink a bitter flavored beer?
I'd say for some people it is.
Yeah.
You know, for me, no, I liked it. I liked it off the bat. But I will say, since we're doing this sort of beer element, we have all these beers. I find myself kind of the IPAs in the summertime, sort of like the stouts and the darker stuff in the fall and winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned the craft beers, and there's getting to be a number of small breweries in the state of Alabama. Do they now bottle beers that you can sell?
Yeah, several. Yeah, we have several Alabama beers in. We have a lot of beer from Good People. We have beer from Blue Pants, which is up in Huntsville. We have Straight to Ale beer, which is out of Huntsville. So yeah, Alabama is definitely getting into the craft beer scene and doing a good job of it
Yeah.
too.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about wines. Tell about the wine selection.
Well, wines, we have hundreds of wines. We have wines that you'd expect to see at most places. We also have wines that you're probably not going to see in a lot of places. We've got everything from Chardonnays down to Rieslings on the white side, and then everything from Cabernets down to sweet red blends on the red side. What's nice is that we were able, or Nicole was able to come up with the idea of sort of regionally placing these wines in the store.
Okay.
So we represent Washington, Oregon, California.
Okay.
We represent Australia, New Zealand. We also have a section for South American wines. And then, of course, you couldn't be a wine store if you didn't have France, Germany, and Italy. So we have Europe in there too.
How about Alabama wineries?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have quite a few Alabama wineries. We have Morgan Creek, we have Bryant, we have Vulcan. So there's a large Muscadine, Scuppernong wine base there at our store. And we also have a lot of ciders. That's another thing.
Okay.
The hard cider industry is sort of like craft beer industry. It just sort of's taken off.
Okay.
So there's several different hard ciders from several different companies that are making them now.
Now, are they local or are they pretty much national companies?
They're pretty much national companies. We don't have any locals yet.
Okay. And I think that you occasionally do wine tastings?
Well, we've had a couple of private tastings.
Okay.
We will be announcing, hopefully here in the near future, that we're going to have a consistent wine tasting schedule that we'll be able to invite the public to come into.
Okay. But if people are interested in doing a private tasting, they should just get with you and
Yes, sir.
reserve a time.
That would be good. Sure.
Okay. Tell us where Brown & Company is located and what hours are you open?
Well, we're located at 5285 Alabama Highway 157, where if you're heading east, we'll be just past Warehouse Discount Grocery, right before Eckenrod Ford. And if you're coming west, we'll be right past Eckenrod Ford on the left.
Or if your memory goes back a little bit to Brown Used Cars,
Joe Brown Auto Sales.
that's
Yes,
right,
sir.
same
Yes,
place.
sir. Yes.
And what hours are you open?
We're open from 8 to 8 Monday through Thursday, and we're open from 8 to 10 on Friday and Saturday.
Very good. Greg, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good to be here.
We'll have more today on 2 right after this.